Hello, good evening, fellow paper crafters. It's Marilyn here coming to you from Spruce Grove, Alberta, Canada. And I want to welcome each and every one of you, whether you're watching on Facebook, on my group, where StreamYard does ask that you give permission to have your name show up on my comments here when I can see them. So if you haven't done that already, at some point during one of my Facebook Lives, if you could please do that, then I can see your name show up there. And as always, if you do have trouble with that, just reach out to me and I'll try and work through it during the week before we get to the next Facebook Live. If you're watching on YouTube, I appreciate you there as well. And please subscribe to my channel there. I would appreciate that. As you're coming on, please let us know where you're watching from. And my question for you tonight is when you're crafting, because I presume all of you are crafters, what do you like? Do you like silence? Do you like crafting with music? Do you like the TV on? Just let us know. It's always interesting to know what people like. I particularly, no matter where I am, whether I'm crafting or whether I'm making dinner or whatever, I like to have music on. I like a radio sound behind me. So that's my input there. And also, before I go into anything else like I normally do, I see some of you are coming on. That's great. Good to see you. I would like to let everyone in Eastern Canada and in Florida, where the storms are hitting so bad, know that we are thinking of you and hopefully you are safe. Our grandson and his fiance are scheduled to leave tonight at midnight to go to Disney World. So I'm hoping that all will be safe on their trip too. So just know that we are thinking of you wherever you are. So come on, and I'll just go through my spiel on what I normally do, and we will get started shortly. So as you can see on the bottom of the screen is my new host code. That became effective yesterday. So if you're ordering from me and your order is under $200, I would really appreciate you using that. Classes I have are the 12-month of Christmas cards, the second Thursday of each month. And all of these classes are on Zoom, so you can join from anywhere in Canada because I do provide kits for these classes. The monthly card class is the third Wednesday, and same thing there. It's on Zoom, and I do provide kits for it. And last but definitely not least is our Zoom with Friends class on Friday. That is just use whatever you have. We have different people that do teaching for it, sharing whatever they want to. And we use our own products for doing that class. So let me know if you'd like to be included in that. It is on Zoom, but I do not publish that openly on Facebook. I send out an email with the link to that one in there. So that's it for those. Now, the only other thing I want to share with you is this that's coming up because it's so exciting. There is a new starter kit special starting on Tuesday. If you join, you get an extra $60 worth of product, I believe it is. It says there you get $206 instead of $165. So that is a great deal. And their starter specials are usually really, really good. So if you've been thinking about that, give me a call, let me know, and I will certainly help you with figuring out what you should be doing with that. So as I go down to my desktop, just come back here for a minute. I'm going to look at a few of the comments in case there's anything that needs to be answered. I see Karen is here, Betty is here, Catherine, Carmen, Faye, Marie. Great, good to see all of you. Thank you, thank you. And as always, if I don't get to answering a question that you have on here now, I will certainly go back and look at them all afterwards and definitely answer them. And I'm sure there's others on here that will be able to answer your questions if you pop them in there. So thank you for joining me. I love sharing things with you. Okay, my desktop. I have a couple of specials that are happening yet. The World Card Making Day. Have any of you joined that? I have registered and I'm hoping to take part in it, but I never know what's happening from one day to the next in my life usually. So I will, like I say, try to be there. It is Saturday. It is through Stampin' Up is putting it on. And they have given us a link to share I have shared it on my social media and in my emails. So if you haven't got it yet, reach out to me again and let me know. And Perfect Partners is also ending tomorrow. We're at the last Thursday of September. Isn't that just amazing that that month has gone by so quickly? Perfect Partners is die sets that have come out to go with stamp sets that are in the annual catalog. And I've seen lots and lots of things done with the Playful Piggies, the waterfall dies, the Yetis, lots of them. I didn't get any of them, so I can't show them specifically to you, but I have seen lots of them. So they're a great deal if you're looking for dies to go with any of those sets. Of course, our catalogs that are happening are mini and our annual. If you have any questions on those, let me know. And you may have read the description of this event tonight, and I am using this bundle, the Christmas Scottie and the Scottie Dog Punch. And sorry, they're a little bit, let's turn it this way, you can see what it is. It's a Scottie Dog and a bow that you get to punch out with that. And I'm just going to open that. I'm guessing that you all know that that's how those punches close, but just in case you don't. And the Scottie Dog is definitely, there's some snowflakes, there are words like Merry Christmas, but there's others that are you're always loved, woof, which means love in dog language, I think, and may your days be furry and bright. So I'm going to use it for a different project, not a Christmas one. I have stamped my images on the other side when I get my stamp set and it's all still together, so that I can, when I put my stamps back on here, I can actually see the writing the right direction over here and know where to look for them. So it's just a way of me organizing my life. Nothing you have to do or anything. And then I do have some extra pieces from other cards I've made. Most of these are bows. Because I think on the other thing I did, I used the red glimmer paper for the bow. And I like to keep those with this, but I found when I put it in the case here, it stuck to the stamps. So recently, I have been just tucking it in here. And that kind of keeps it all together. So just wanted to share that with you. I really want that set. Yes, Linda, it is really neat. Wait till you see what I'm going to do with it tonight. So those are is the set. Those is the set. That is the set. This is what I'm going to show you how to make. It is the cutest little box. And I know some of you were with us at staycation on the weekend, and I made it a box there too, but it was different than this. So when I found this one, I just thought, how sweet. We will put some goodies in there at the end and see what will fit. But I found it on a website, Stamp with Nellie, and her name is Heather Forgan, and she is from the UK, and she has a video on it. So I watched the video, I made the box, I made a few adjustments, so I'll tell you about those as we go along. And I will put the measurements and everything in my newsletter on Tuesday that will go with this, so you can have everything there. So, but I'm going to just walk you through it, and I'll give you measurements as we go. So I have a piece of real red cardstock, and it is cut at 6 by 7.5. Then I've scored it at 1 3/4 on all sides. Then I have thick whisper white, and I know some of you don't even like 1/8 measurements, but look at, we've got 16ths here. So 9 1/16 and 7 1/16. So just, if you've got the Stampin' Up paper trimmer, it does have 16ths. So my 5 8/16 would be a half. So it's 1 mark past there. Can you see? Oh, whoa. I hold that where you could see it maybe. So these are each 1/16. And that one is scored at 1.5 inches everywhere. Now, when Heather did this, and in her video, she explained, first of all, she made one with the top being the same size as the bottom. And then she discovered she would need a finger pole punched out. And she didn't want to do that with the Scottie dog, so she just made this a little bit smaller. So I thought, what a great thing. I just want to show you before I move this out of the way what I discovered with my making my two. On the first one, I just cut paper and I ended up with, I think it was these two pieces left. Like, not much I could do with it. When I came to cutting the second one, I thought, okay, let's be a little bit wiser about this because I'm cutting at 7.5. My paper is 8.5, so why don't I cut off my inch there and then cut it the other way? And I ended up with a larger piece left to work with. So that's why the big sheet is out here. I just wanted to let you know that there is a way to save and use, be more frugal, I guess, with your paper. So hello, Ines, you made it. Good. Anne Marie, yes, that Scottie dog is sweet. Okay, so let's do the box. And then we'll do the Scottie dog. I have some tricks up my sleeve for showing you with that one as well. And my phone mat. I did a number of Scottie dogs. I don't know how many of you have worked with. I'm going to do the cutting first. I like to do my cutting before I do the folding because I find it a little easier. So I just cut up to each one, and then I'm going to take out just a little bit of a wedge on either side, and that makes it easier to form your corners. And I was surprised as I watched her video that she did not use tear and tape, because to me boxes speak tear and tape. What about you guys? What do you normally use for your adhesive for any kind of movable paper item like this? I am quite, sorry, gotta be careful I don't cut myself with those sharp scissors. Quite pleased to see how well that box stayed together since I've made it. And I mean, I haven't opened it lots, but it has been quite good. So basically, that's what you do, is cut, fold, and then it's going to fold up and become your base. And I like to burnish on my pierce mat because I find that it does, for some reason, seem to get a better crease in all of the folds. So I'm going to fold on all of them, and as you might guess, this is quite easy to put together once you get it there. So I'm just going to put my adhesive on the inside of here, and see, there's still somebody, it just says Facebook user. Whoever you are, I will check it out because afterwards I can see it on the Facebook page, and maybe we can work together to get through that. Unless that's you, Gail, because we tried with you, and maybe we have to try again. What we did find when I was helping Ines do that is that liquid. I'm just going to pop this on, Karen, because then others can see your comment. Find that liquid glue holds just as well, and you have more of a chance of getting everything straight. Yes, yeah. When you're using tear and tape, there's no going back. Whereas the liquid glue, even if you had to take it apart, it's not quite as bad. So thank you for that, Karen. And so yeah, like I say, whoever that is that I'm just seeing Facebook comment, and it's good that you're commenting. Thank you. But what I was going to say with when Ines and I were doing it, we discovered, with the help of StreamYard, that it did not seem to work if you were giving permission on your iPad or your phone. It almost had to be on a computer. So just keep that in mind. Okay, so there's our box. I'm just going to set that aside because next I want to, before I fold or cut even on, no room left here, guys. I want to do my stamping on the box. If you notice, the lid had stamping on it. And I think maybe that's why I really liked this when I found it, was that it was just a little different. So I have my Stamparatus, because when you're stamping with black, chances are pretty good that you're not going to get it as dark as you want to begin with. No, that one is not this one. So I've got my little guy here, and he's also on the ends. So I'm going to do that first. And because this is such a long piece of paper, I ended up with him just down here at the bottom, and I did not mark where I had him set. So therefore, bear with me as I move it. And now, because it's in the Stamparatus, I can stamp it 2, 3, 4, 5 times to make sure that he's as dark as I want him to be. So hopefully that makes sense. And we will do that on both ends and on the side, and then I will add the other. There you can see. If you didn't have a Stamparatus to redo it, like I'm going to, and you have a black marker, you could do that. But I was stamping with a friend yesterday, and she was really struggling with, okay, now that indicates to me I might have something on there. Let me try to clean it off a little bit. She was struggling to get things on a narrow piece of paper, and I happened to mention, do you have a Stamparatus? And she said, yes, what a good idea. She was so tickled when she was able to, well, look at that. Okay, let me just grab my black marker, as I just told you, and we'll just do that with it. I don't know what's on there, so we may end up with it on the other end too. At least they would be matched ends, wouldn't they? And once again, over just a little bit. Hello, Diana. Welcome. See your name on there. Good that you got that figured out, how to do that. Someday I'll figure out why I'm getting not a good image on here. But any other ideas? Oh, that one's better. Okay, maybe there was something on there. And then on the sides, we had, now how am I going to do this? I'm going to have to move my paper down. Oh no, just a sec. I'm going to have him. I just place him right there. So I will make, whoa, careful, 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 careful. Put your magnets, try not to get them hitting each other because they will break. And that side, I'm going to turn it around, and I think I have it right there. Yep. As you can see, you can almost, or you can stamp wherever you want. It's just a matter of lining it up beforehand. But anytime you're using black or a solid dark color, it's very beneficial to use that. Now I'm going to remove that one and not this one. It's not the guy I had. Just a minute. Here's my this little guy. He is standing up like this in here, but she used him like this. And I thought, what a great idea. I'm going to do that too. So I'm just going to try not to get too much ink on my fingers from that one. And we're going to try placing this one where we can use it. So hopefully this isn't too bothersome for you to have to watch me do all of this, but I'm going to stamp him right about as long as I've got. So you lay the stamp down, you put your plate on it, and it will pick up the stamp and the paper usually, and you're good to go. And like I say, these solid images do take a couple times stamping. We'll do, you see, this guy in about the same place. Whoops. Up. So if you were making a number of these, you might want to do all the stamping at once and then move your stamps and whatever. But I just thought it was really cute that you could, look at that. You could stamp on the box as well as stamp for your Scottie dog there. And that's a different dog again that I used for that one. So there is my top, my lid. So let's move that one, put that one there so I don't end up with all the fingers, because I will use this again when I go to stamp. Show you another thing to do with do you have a squeal? I do not have a squeal, Diana. Do you have, I have everything set the same way and I'm trying really hard not to move. I will try extra hard. So then before I do that, I want to stamp the red. Just remember that. I do have some earbuds that I've purchased and I will try them before too long. Not tonight, because that would be another whole episode of learning. But you guys know I like to learn things. But thank you for pointing that out, Diana. It was wind chimes. Actually, yeah, there's no wind tonight doing that. So there are my ribbons. And now I'm going to cut and make the lid. Let's put that back before I use it. So again, I'm going to cut up to the marks and cut my little triangle out on either side. And I know, as far as the sound goes, I know I've had a couple people say that it seemed to be when I was moving more. So I'm, like I say, I'm really much against I like to be able to move and reach my papers that I don't have on my desk. So sorry, Diana, if that's too bothersome. Here every so often. Thank you, Betty. Not constantly anyway. So that's a good thing. The other thing, we know that Facebook is not as stable as some of the platforms. And I do believe, honestly, that the more people on it, and not just meaning like I don't know how many of us are on here tonight, but the more people using it in the evening, the less stable it is. And at our house, our TV is on the internet as well. So I may have to look at something else at some point. So there is my, where did my paper go? There it is. The lid. Now what she did, it was interesting because I will burnish these. Same as the other, virtually it's making the same thing, except for one step that she did, and I thought, well, what a brilliant idea. So I'm excited to share that with you. And so, same idea. I'm going to put glue on these. I'm going to flip them up, and I'm going to glue them. But I'm going to do one thing. Squeal comes and goes. Okay. I know the other time that that was happening when I watched the replay. It wasn't very often, so I'm hoping. Okay, so I've got the two ends. Then what she did was she took the box and set it inside like this. That way, you're sure that it's going to fit on the top when you get there. So that was, take it, line it up, and as we said, if I need to move it a little bit, my liquid glue is going to let me. So isn't that a wonderful idea? So, thank you, Karen. Karen said she's going to try and figure out what is happening or when it happens. And she'll help me troubleshoot. So again, before that really gets stuck, I can do this and have it there to hold in place for that. Okay. Okay, I hope I haven't stuck it together because I really want to decorate it and show you what else I did. And to just stabilize that glue is use a bone folder. I did not do that on the base. I probably should have. And as always, you don't want too much glue there because it will squirt out. But there are our two pieces. And then for the plaid background and the greeting, I just used real red and the stamps that come with it. With especially photopolymer stamps, I like to use the foam mat underneath. Sorry, busy. And then for my words, I want to show you how I cut them out because I thought this was quite ingenious, if I say so myself. Also in this set, you have, I don't know where I put it now, but there's a little collar to go around here. There's some really neat little pieces for it. So to do this, I am going to bring in my mini cut and emboss, and I want to show you the trick that I did with it. Cutting this is no trick. This was just this die. It would be a real trick if I had the right pieces here. So I have my 1, my 2, and my, it's really probably not going to fit very well. So we'll do that with it. And as long as it gets all of the stamped image, that's all that I'm concerned with right now. Whoops, don't move. Yes, I know. Sticky notes or washi tape would be really good, but I don't have them here right now. So there is his blanket, I'm going to call it. Then when I came to the next square, next size down, it did not fit. And I thought, okay, what am I going to do? So I took, again, I have to cut this down. Just, it probably would have fit, but I don't want to take any chances. And this time I will use a Post-it note because I want it to be exactly around those words. Okay. So I'm going to ignore what's on there because it just happened to be a Post-it note that I had sitting here. And then I can show you. You can actually see, Karen, I haven't used this mini one very much. That's why. My other one, no. So then, of course, when I lay this, well, that's not going to work, is it? But because this has the little dots, you can lay this on here again. You can feel it wherever you want it. And it's going to line up with those dots, and you can cut it again at the right height for what you want. I'm going to, now just because I told you that, I can't, there. And sticky note again. And open plate. So it's a way of using your squares to make a rectangle. And there is your smaller version. Put on there. So don't ever be stumped by what you have or don't have or whatever for that, because that will work. Okay. So that is my little blanket that's going to go in. As I was doing this, I thought, okay, all of you commenting, you know, your name goes in a draw for the cards tonight, but everybody watching the replay and commenting now, you end up with your name in a draw for the project I made. How am I going to send this to somebody? So I'm thinking that I will make another one and leave it flat, and then I can send it to whoever. What do you guys think that's a good idea? I did use dimensionals on this piece then because I wanted, and then I moved it up a little bit, and yes, it does go side to side, but at least you can see part of the blanket back here. So then I needed a Scottie Dog. So I have a number of things to show you on that as to what I did. Watching her, I'll just lay these out so you can see them, and we'll talk about them. She did this black on white. So she stamped her Scottie Dog in Versamark. Then she used black embossing powder, which I do have, and I tried. And she said she stamped it, and I did watch her video. She stamped it 3 times. No, she embossed it 3 times. She stamped it, and while it was still warm, come right off the heat tool, she stuck it in the embossing powder again and did it again. So you can probably see, try to hold it so you can see it's quite shiny, but it does have white around it. Then I did one with stamped in black ink and clear embossing powder. And it's okay. Wasn't my favorite. Then I did one I stamped in Versamark on black and used clear embossing powder. And I like that because it has the black layer. So that you have choices. Once you have, once you have the bundle and the punch and everything, you can do that. And I prefer the black without. This one, I don't know if you can see, but it's done totally different. You see how shiny it is? That was the easiest one yet. So what I did, I took a piece of black, I took packing tape, and just put a piece, don't need much more than the size of a dog, really, the size of that dog, on there. And try not to leave the end like I'm notorious for, because free shipping Tuesdays in October is coming up, and I've got some parcels to go, and I really need my parcel tape when I do that. So I put it on the black. I used my bone folder to make sure it was all nice and shiny and whatever. And then I took my punch and punched it out. And then my hardest thing, like, that one worked well. I had trouble today with getting the punch to, or the paper to actually go all the way down there. So I can see that I have the whole puppy and his tail, and the bow isn't quite right, but that's okay. That's not what I was looking for there. And there is my shiny Scottie. So that's the one that I like using. So I put him on dimensionals and popped him up, and then I did add a what did I add? I added the red bow, which I don't have here, but I'll soon make one. And I also added a pearl for his eye because I do not have googly eyes. I know a number of you do, and you could certainly use them. But or anything else. If you had, like, if you used one of these where the eyes, because they're stamped, the eyes do show, that works as well. And I hope that he's going to sit there. So I didn't read. I'll have to go back and see what you had to say about the me doing the kit flat so that you could get it in the mail. Well, there, I moved away. Hopefully that didn't cause you too much static on your sound. And yes, I'm looking for a sheet that I've already punched because that's just what us paper hoarders must be somewhere else. Okay? I'm going to punch a bow because I really like the red bow for that. And that will go there. The little black dot is one of the matte black dots and the pearl. So he's a show dog, Linda, yes. Yeah, when he's so shiny, he must be, hey, he's all perked up and polished up, ready for show. So let me know in the comments what you how would you stamp him? Would you stamp him that way? Would you, fingers aren't working. If you don't have embossing powder, whoa, obviously slippery on that packing tape. But it does, the liquid glue does eventually stick, and you don't have to worry about it. And then, like I say, I like the pearl, and I just used one of the tiny ones and guessed at where his eye was. Kind of about there. Okay. So there is our puppy dog, our little Scottie dog. So what would you use to make yours? Would you use the black embossing on white, the a clear embossing over black ink, or the black on black, or the packing tape. And while I move a couple things here, I'm going to, I have some show and tell for you, and I must apologize to Linda. I see you're on here, Linda. I've had this sitting here for 3 weeks now, and I know I've shown you this that Linda had given me with the tea in it, but this is how I got it. I got this little gift bag that her hubby so kindly brought to me, tied with a bow. It has the elf on here with a little clothespin, and inside was this Kleenex box that she had decorated for me. Isn't that gorgeous? And perfect for, of course, fall sniffles. And I don't have one sitting on my desk upstairs, so that is where it is going to live. But Linda, thank you ever so much. I do appreciate all of you, and that was such a surprise when she just messaged me and said, "Hubby's just about at your door. Let him give you the gift." So I did. So thank you again, Linda, for that. Other happy mail I've received from Ines today. Isn't that pretty? Such bright colors. I love it. Little bit of ribbon. And I'm not sure which stamp set. Ines, you're on here. If you can remember which stamp set, please let us know, because I don't have that one for sure. Nancy did this for our team swap. And how ironic, because I almost made this one for my swap in our team. I love it. And perhaps I will look at doing something like that for our Friday class at one point. This was my swap I did with that dots and whatever it's called. It's a dots die and some blending brushes, but I thought it really spoke fall. And this one is with paper that we had before, but it is beautiful. And it just tucks in. You cut the edge with, it's got stitched edges, and you cut it, and then you get to see the other side of the paper as well. So beautiful cards. Thank you, everyone, for those. Okay, now, before I get too far and forget, last week's card, which thank you, I've received many compliments on the post I put on Facebook for that. And I went through all of the comments from the live, from YouTube, and the replay watchers. And the winner for that one is Judy W. So Judy, congratulations. We'll be sending that to you shortly. And now for tonight, again, I have the wheel. The giveaway tool is running, has been running right from the start. So any of you whose names appear on here as you're commenting, your name will be in the draw for that. And I am going to click the right button here, hopefully. Now, I think I have to share my screen. Just a sec. Forgot about doing that part of it. Giveaway tool. Right there. So now, let's hope you can see it. And okay, let's take the desktop out of there. We don't need that. We don't need to see me right now. Let's just see this. Okay. I wish you all luck. Thank you for commenting, and please keep doing so. So it says there are 9 of you who've commented and have your names there. And that's the other reason for whoever has not got their name showing there for me. Your names don't go in this draw if it's not there. So I am going to draw for, there is Karen, for my 5 cards. I still have quite a few cards, so hopefully you're not tired of receiving them yet. Let me know if you are, and I will come up with something else, but I really enjoy sharing these. So Ines, aren't you glad we figured out how to get your name showing up there? Happy to help. Always happy to share things with you guys. Also, let me know, Catherine, if there is anything in the future that you want me to demo, to teach you how to do. If not, I will keep learning and sharing as I go. But I'm always willing to do what you want because it's fun that way. So Betty, and Betty is watching on YouTube. So thank you, Betty. And one more. Diana, I love it. I have 5 different names on there today. So thank you, everyone, for doing that. I'll see if I can come back to you now. Should be on this screen and should be here. Hey, it worked. It worked. So thank you. Thank you. Good to see all of you there. And thank you for your comments and always for sharing. And please bring along a friend. It's great fun to share with a friend. And there's always room for more, of course, when we're doing things virtually like this. So take care. Hopefully see you Saturday at World Card Making Day. And if not, we'll see you next week. Bye now.